Well, I got my son's VW here. It's badly in need of some brakes. I thought I'd give you a couple of points that I've figured out here. I didn't use a manual or anything, but you start by taking these two screws out, and they're in the back like that, and then they have this is a little rubber housing here, and there's a little cap in there, so you have to take the cap out. And then we're using, yesterday we had some sort of bush rigged bit, but that looks bigger than a 25, but that's what it takes. It goes in there and you lefty loosey it. So then what you have to do is you just have to pry it right off. And the trick is getting the things down here on the bottom, the brake shoes or the brake pads, in the right place in relation to that thing there. Say they sit on the inside. We struggled with that last night when we did the other side. And the next thing to do after you take this off, because the pads are so, this was not worn out by any means, and neither is this one. He said he had warning lights on. It's wearing in that weird place right there. But you got to take something and squeeze this in. And if he was doing a really good job, you'd probably be letting somebody else do it. But you need to take this apart at some point along the line and clean that inside out. That's got brake fluid and everything in there, but that needs to be done once in a while. This car is a 57, so it's 2007. It's 11 years, 12 years old now, and I don't, at some point that's going to deteriorate. So anyways, we take those off like that. Pop those out of there. And I'm gonna use some stuff called Never Sees or copper Sees, and put it on this face right here, and that'll keep that from rusting. And then I'll do it wherever those brake shoes are rubbing on the metal. I'm gonna put some of that copper ease in that same spot on this. See, they ride on this, so I'll put a little tiny bit of that copper ease on there, and a little tiny bit of it underneath here where the pads move in and out, so they don't get hung up. Now the other side has a big old ridge. That's got a big ridge on it. He bought some new drums, but we don't have a wrench that can get that off at the moment, so we're just going to get the pads on. I hope it'll get by its MOT, which is expired, obviously, when you're, what is he, young, 21 or something. You don't do that. I barely do it when I'm 65, so he ain't done it. So that's where we are. Next thing, I'll just I got to get that copper ease and put that on there, and then I'll just reassemble, stick it on there, and then paying special attention down here to get down on the right slidey. If you have the chance, if you're doing these brakes and you don't really know what you're doing, leave one side undone, and then you can refer back to the other one. If you leave one side undone, you can look at the other side and see how it goes on there, because it's tricky. You gotta angle it in. You gotta get it right over that thing there. And then we had a hell of a time with it yesterday until I finally figured it out. Okay, so that's where we are. Thursday, September. Is it September yet? Almost September. We got some action coming. Ambulance? Yes. That's a good way to end the video, isn't it? South Central Ambulance.